We have a phenomenal finals match ahead of us here at the men's cash prize division here at Copa, Virginia. These two men in the finals, Cameron Hurd in the purple and Charles DiGisco in the white. These guys have had a phenomenal run-up in this cash prize absolute division, and for fireworks at this one. And
I think we can expect to see some really good wrestling in this match. Both these guys have put on dominant wrestling performances. Here we are. Look at this exchange. Wow, really fantastic work from there. Cameron gets the takedown.
But Charles immediately back up on the feet. Man, this mat space might not quite be big enough to contain these two guys.
We're back at it, feeling each other out a little bit. Some really nice counters in that last exchange.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that Charles is immediately shooting in for that body lock takedown or the double leg takedown as soon as he shucks the hands of Cameron on the side. But Cameron, so dynamic with his entries and his exits out of the collar ties.
Cameron, Charles shooting down for that single leg, locks that single leg in tight to the chest. Cameron does a nice job balancing on his outside foot, creating a little separation back to neutral.
Yeah, really, really good grip on the outside tricep there to basically lift up Charles's hand to be able to get his leg far enough away to rebase on it. This is definitely the kind of wrestling that you want to see in a no-gi jiu-jitsu match.
And exactly what we've come to expect here in the finals of these cash prize divisions at Copa, Virginia.
Yeah, it really brings out some top-level talent from the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. Another good takedown from Cameron, but Charles is able to get away from it, make a little bit of space, and they're back to the feet.
I like that these guys are both playing a little bit from a distance. We're not seeing a lot of like close hand fighting that can get a little stagnant. These guys are both going after it, coming in, breaking things out. Yeah, setting themselves up again.
Yeah, both guys, they want the takedown. You can see that in how they're approaching the match. It's not, none of these are fake entries or, oh, another great entry from Charles.
Gets Cameron on his butt, but Cameron right back up, counters with his own.
Amazing counter there from Cameron again to take 2 more points.
And the reaction response necessary to fall all the way to your butt with your feet in front of you and then back out to stand up and re-attack is really incredible. Incredible work from Cameron. Great mobility, great response.
And I love that Charles, as soon as there's disengagement and Cameron wants to reset the position, Charles comes back up to the feet. Again, these guys want to fight from top position is my guess here, and Charles is looking to take that top position, looking to implement his wrestling. Cameron
nice snatch single. Sets up that position, looking to switch it into the double, drives to the edge of the mat, holds. He's holding Charles down. Charles able to turn his back.
Cameron does a great job of following, though. Comes to the back. Charles tries to turn the hand to the side.
Charles already got the ad for this. So right now there's no points if he secures this position.
We have corners on the side going for 2, and they're back up on the feet. Referee Nam, I think, really wants him to settle the position there in order to award the points. You need 3 seconds of control there here at Copa, Virginia.
The referee had also already given the advantage for the takedown attempt, so when Cameron gets to side control, there's no points there. Another single leg attempt from Cameron. He's getting really good at snatching up that single.
Yeah, I love seeing how Cameron's going for the single and then coming on the outside of the leg to pick to the double. Charles with an amazing level change takedown there.
Slick takedown from Charles. Gets his 2 points. Cameron out right after the 2 points.
Referee calls it back, gives an advantage for it.
That was a very close one. Cameron did escape right as the ref was about to score the points. Ref checks with our side judges. 2 points were taken away. I think that's the right call.
Yeah, it's really tough to make a call like that in the moment, but I think referee did a good job here. These guys are fighting for really, really small margins, so after reconsideration, I think it's the right choice there. This is some of the best wrestling we have ever seen here at Copa, Virginia. These guys are both in it and engaged. We're seeing some great top and bottom control here.
About 2:50 left in the match. There's been more takedowns in this match than most professional jiu-jitsu matches in an event altogether.
Yeah, you love to see it. You know, you're seeing really dynamic wrestling from both parties, both in the shot and the reshot, the ability for both guys to get in and under the legs. Cameron again with a great snatch single. Looks to switch to a double.
Sucking him back in onto the mat was smart play from Cameron there.
Yeah, really, really good. Real close to the commentary table.
What I've been most impressed with by these guys is not just their takedown attempts, but the counters that we've seen from both of them.
Yeah,
the dynamic movement has been really incredible.
Amazing shot again from Charles, that low shot. Cameron looks to
counter. First looked for the Uchimata counter, then saw Charles's leg hanging down in between his, dropped down for that knee bar. Charles does a nice job defending against the knee bar.
Cameron does a great job of getting on top. Both guys going to end up potentially coming to the feet. Cameron's going to force Charles to his back again. Referee's going to stop the action.
Let's see where the reset is.
Ref
is resetting him down.
Back on the bottom here. Going to put Cameron back in the top. I'm curious to see if Cameron's going to be able to hold Charles down in this position, if Charles is going to do a nice tech up out back to the feet.
Cameron turning Charles' hips, pressuring his chest down on those legs, and then climbing up to put that chest pressure on. Charles does a nice job getting those butterfly hooks back in. 1:30 left on the clock. Cameron is up 2-0. $500 on the line for this match, and it has been a real close match thus far.
This match is flying by. Cameron, great outside pressure. Charles does a nice job of getting his topside leg in across to prevent the knee cut pass, but Cameron with that great step around pass, forcing the turtle for Charles, looking for the back here.
Another advantage here for Charles for forcing that turtle. Very close on the pass there.
Yeah, looking for a power. Cameron's looking for a power half, and potentially going to look for that arm-in guillotine. We've seen him hit twice in this division so far today, but Charles does a great job of grabbing inside the leg to prevent that being set up.
Cameron rolling down to his back, looking for guard. Charles does a nice job chasing it, coming around to side control briefly before Charles realizes that he was not going to get guard back in that particular instance. Goes back to turtle, pulls guard again. Cameron does a nice job scooting himself around, laying heavy on the hips, trying to make sure that Charles' hips stay flat to the mat. Maybe he can get this pass. It's unclear if Charles had established a guard long enough, and those are the 3 points for that pass.
Yep, now Cameron's immediately coming to topside mount. He steps over the legs. He's going to get the 4 points for the mount. Really, really heavy chest pressure. Charles doing a great kipping escape here. Going to push Cameron's hips all the way off, trying to free the knee line.
Cameron does a nice job clearing that position. Ends up 9-0. Cameron up, takes the cash prize division in this Copa Virginia.
Men's absolute final. Man, that 9-0 does not illustrate how great that match was.
What an incredible match from both of these guys. Just an awesome display of wrestling.
We are here at Copa, Virginia, talking to the men's champion of the absolute cash prize division, Cameron Hurd. Cameron had some great matches today, 2 submissions with the arm-in guillotine, and a really tough match in your finals match. How you feeling right now?
Feeling good. Definitely got to work on my cardio a little bit more. I mean, the last one was a tough match, but you know, leading up to trials and everything, there's going to be a lot of tough matches and longer periods. So the goal is to keep getting my lungs bigger and getting my jiu-jitsu better. So
we saw you implement a ton of phenomenal wrestling in your matches here today, especially in your finals match. Give us some insight. Give us a little bit of history of the wrestling and how that functions and plays into your jiu-jitsu game.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been wrestling my whole life. I started at age 5. We had a youth program where I grew up with Coach Agner, and he ended up being my high school coach too. So wrestled from age 5 all the way up to college at Virginia Tech. Wrestled under Kevin Dresser, and then made the transition a few years after college into jiu-jitsu, and you know, no-gi kind of translated pretty well into the wrestling, so definitely had to make some changes to my wrestling, but now I feel like I've got a strong wrestling game for jiu-jitsu. So.
We saw you throw a lot of the arm-in guillotines today. Your first 2 matches in the cash prize division in the absolute were finished with arm-in guillotine, one from the bottom, one from the top. Saw you go forward a little bit in your finals match. Is that something that you're bringing into your game? Or is it something that's been something in your game for a long time?
It's something fairly new, and I hate to correct you, but it's actually a seated katakatame, not really a guillotine, because the arm is closing the other side of the neck. So it's seated katakatame with the arm choking on one side and the arm choking on the other. But yeah, it's something that I've been working on a lot, and I like the front headlock game a lot, so it's like it plays in nicely to transitioning into other chokes if that one gets closed down too. So
fantastic. So I think, if I'm correct, you are on the Copa Elite card that's coming up. Who's your partner on that card?
Yeah. So I don't know have they put the brackets out for that yet?
They've not put the brackets out,
okay.
So maybe I don't want to lean that out yet. What's your prep looking like going into that super fight and that card event?
I'm prepping for the absolute bracket in that one. So same game plan. I just got to keep working on my wrestling, keep working on my cardio. I'm working a lot on other parts of my game as well. I don't want to put too much out there, but I'm trying to patch up some holes in my game and really have a good well-rounded game plan going into that.
Phenomenal, man. Hey, great matches. Super a privilege to commentate the matches.
Thank you
Everyone
very
should
much.
go back and watch the finals match. I think of all the matches that we have commentated for Copa, it was one of the most exciting matches that we've ever commentated, and so really can't thank you enough for putting out exciting submission grappling and exciting jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, well,
Cameron Hurd.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Great match.
Thank you. Awesome.